Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. Before I had accepted Jesus into my heart, I was in a bad environment. I was getting emotional and verbal abuse every day, and it was getting worse every day. I wasn't all too thrilled to be living where I was living. When I was younger, I was going to church with my Aunt Cheryl, and unfortunately, when she stopped going, I couldn't go anymore. I couldn't find a ride. I had a Bible in my room, and the Lord wanted me to read it. So I started to read it. And that got me to the point where I wanted to start to go to church again. And this past summer, my mom and my stepdad moved here from Dublin. And the last week in June, Karen Campbell had invited me and my family to the 4th of July block party. I had an amazing time. That's where I met Tiffany Schaefer and her family. Well, that next Saturday, she had invited me to go to church with her, and I went. And on the way home, we were talking, and I told her how I felt that Pastor Doug was talking to me, and how he was helping me, his message was helping me get through any obstacles I was to face in the present and the future. I came to spend some time with my mom during the summer, and I'd be going to church with Tiffany every other Sunday. I was only able to attend a few times because I was still living with my dad out in Antioch. At the end of October in 2007, I went through a lot. I'd written a letter to my friend Stevie to tell her how I felt since I couldn't talk to anyone else. I told her that I wanted to walk in front of a moving vehicle, and after she read it, she asked if she can go to the vice principal. I said, okay, I didn't care as long as no one else read it. Well, about 2 weeks later, I got called into the vice principal's office, and I had to go talk to a school counselor about how I was feeling. The next thing I knew, I was getting 5150'd, and 5150'd means you're mentally unstable, and they take you by ambulance to a psych department at the county hospital. No one knew where I was except for Stevie. The police officers, the school did not call my parents at all, and that's when my mom took out the phone bill and started calling numbers. I got released and I went home. The next morning, I had the same feelings but stronger. So I went to the vice principal's office again, and I told her how I was feeling. She called my dad, and he didn't want me to go back to county. Instead, he took me to Kaiser ER in Walnut Creek. And someone there I was talking to asked if I wanted to try a program called Casa de Fremont. And I said sure, and that night, I went there and I found out it was for a week, and there was no parents. You focus on yourself, and you go to group counseling, and you see a counselor daily. On November 5th, I had a family meeting, and that night I was able to come home with my mom. About one day out of the week, I would meet with Pastor Doug, and we would talk about how I was doing. Well, one day he asked me if I wanted to learn how to be a Christian, and I said yes. Well, that next meeting he asked if I wanted to be baptized, and I really wanted to be baptized, so I said yes. So on December 9th, I got baptized with my friends Dusty and Armando. Karen had invited me to join youth group, so I did. I met some most amazing people that I had ever met. I have a lot of tremendous relationships that I know that will be lifelong. I always have terrific times with them when it's either Wednesday nights, Sundays, Sunday school, whatever. I know if I need to talk to someone, all I have to do is call. Now I'm in a place where I'm happy and I can be myself. I'm surrounded by people who love me for me. I thank God every night because He gave me the courage to keep on going even though the times were rough. The best decision I ever made so far in my life was accepting Jesus into my heart, and I would do it all over again if I had the chance.